Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Manitoba Band Association Junior and Intermediate Honor Bands Concert. My name is Mark Sawatsky. I'm a drummer. I'm a band teacher at Elmwood High School, and in 3 simple words, I love band. I'm so thrilled and honored to be your MC this evening at this awe-inspiring concert. Music is an agent of hope, a dynamic and valuable device that helps us to heal and brings us together. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the MBA activities take place on treaty territory, today on Treaty 1 land that was earnestly cared for by the indigenous peoples who lived in harmony with it before European settlement. Treaty 1 is the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabeg, Anishinaabeg, Ininiwak, Dene, and Dakota peoples, and is the homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge that Winnipeg benefits daily from Treaty 3 water that comes from Shoal Lake Fording. It is with sincere sentiment that we recognize the mistakes of our recent and distant past. In working towards a Canada that benefits us all, we commit to seeking a greater understanding of Canada's diverse cultural relationships through continued work with Indigenous communities. We commit to live in ways that honor and respect the treaties that were made on those territories. And we commit to stewarding the land in harmony for all who will come after us. Thank you for being here to support and cheer on the amazing young musicians who have worked so hard to audition for both bands and over the last few days to prepare for this evening's concert. I know you will love their performance, and they are excited to share what they have learned together over these last few short days. The Manitoba Band Association Honor Bands program is a long-standing MBA tradition offered at 3 levels. In addition to the junior and intermediate honor bands who will perform for you this evening, a senior honor band is held the first weekend in November, so make sure you set your calendars, please. Okay. Before we begin, please help everyone enjoy this experience together by silencing your mobile devices. We ask that if you take any photos that you enjoy them for yourself only, and out of respect for everyone's online privacy, that you do not share photos of anyone for whom you do not have permission. In other words, please only share photos with your young musician or musicians. The ensemble on stage before you is the 2025 Junior Honor Band under direction of Anna Penno. You can read more about Anna and her wonderful background in your digital program. I know they are excited to share music with all of us this evening. Please help me welcome Ms. Penno and the 2025 Manitoba Band Association Junior Honor Band.
Good evening. My name is Megan and I go to Springfield Middle School. Hi, my name is Amy and I go to Acol Dougald School. Our first piece, Irish Jig for Young Feet by Travis Weller, is inspired by folk dance music made popular in Ireland. This piece literally calls for the ensemble to use our feet to make music in response to our awesome percussion section. We hope you enjoy this piece.
My name is Daehn, and I go to St. Mary's Academy.
And my name is Iran, and I go to Acadia.
The message in Song for Terra is simple. Terra is a Latin name for planet, and in this piece, we aim to reflect the beauty of our natural surroundings.
As musicians, it requires listening to and supporting one another, a worthy goal in both music and life. We hope you enjoy Yukiko Nishimura beautiful composition.
My name is Maya, and I go to Echo Regent Park.
My name is Brooke, and I go to Lane Law School.
Carol Brittin Chambers, the composer of Sunchaser, shares the following words about her piece. She says, "I love the sun and the energy it provides me and all of nature. I have many vivid memories of taking long road trips in my youth. Often my family and I would be heading west to the mountains. We always tried to leave early enough in the day so that we wouldn't be starting too much into the sun, and we wanted to arrive at our destination before dark. I remember watching the sun as we chased it down the road, feeling like we were on a journey together.
The composer continues, on a deeper level. I like to think more in terms of following my dreams and try to reach lofty goals. Even though some goals may seem out of reach at times, the journey definitely makes us stronger and is the best part.
I go to Westgate Mennonites.
And my name is Elena, and I go to Springfield Middle School.
We are honored to share Journey Paddle Song, which is the fourth in a series of Canadian works in collaboration with members of the Squamish First Nation. When we started rehearsing this piece, we talked about how this work came to be, beginning with Squamish First Nation Hereditary Chief Ian Campbell reaching out with kindness and generosity to Robert Buckley to share the melody. It's important to know that Buckley is not the composer or even arranger of this piece. Rather, he sees his role as a reimaginer of a melody that was shared with permission by the Squamish First Nations. Before it was sent to Bob Buckley for its reimagination, the melody by Chief Campbell was shared by elders from the Squamish First Nation to ensure that the melody was original and could be shared. Melodies are believed to appear when they are needed, as medicine, and they are considered a gift from the Creator. However, music used in Squamish celebration and ceremony is performed only in its traditional contexts.
The Squamish First Nation is located in the western coastal region from Vancouver to Whistler and carries its own customs and languages. Here in the Treaty 1 territory, we have the intersection of the Red River and the Assiniboine River, which has been an important meeting place for the Indigenous nations for at least 6,000 years. Canoeing has been a rich tradition in the region, and the imagery of paddling in the waters of the Squamish First Nation can resonate deeply with the beauty of our prairie, rivers, and lakes. The region's history is filled with the stories of our beautiful waterways as used for traveling, trade, and leisure. In the music, we hear the rhythm of the paddles as the canoe moves through the waters. Midway, the paddlers have stopped to rest in calm water and look back in awe at the landscape before paddling again into the distance and setting sun. Journey Paddle Song was premiered at the Conbro Whistler Music Festival in May 2024 with 700-member ensembles. Chief Campbell and members of the Eagle Song dancers performed the original melody of the musicians before each song. In the world premiere, Manitoba's own educator and conductor, Dr. Winnie Zuner, spoke the following words to the performers. The most important learning that you can take advantage of is from you being present, from you being aware, from you taking the time to experience what's around you, for you to experience this very moment in time when we have these beautiful works of art, which have come to us through kindness and generosity. And the best thing that we can do in life is to listen, to focus, to try to understand other people's points of view. Here is Journey Paddle Song.
outstanding. Wasn't that truly amazing? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Next up, I'd like to welcome Mike Deal, a member of the International Music Camp Board of Directors, who will come and make a presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys. I'm just really enjoying this. I was in the Provincial Honor Band many decades ago, and it was a really great experience for me. I loved it. And I was about your age when I first went to International Music Camp as a camper too. And the music camp is a great place in the summer to go. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it later, but I would say that I sent my kids to camp. And now I'm on the board, and I get to see other kids go to the camp. And there's an adult camp too, and I'll talk more about that in a bit. You know, students come from across Canada, from the US, and even across the globe to there, and you get to play with, you know, create music with kids that really want to make music, right? It's like the honor band. Everybody comes here because they really want to be a part of this and make this music. And it's just a great experience, and you find so much. It's so rewarding. It's life-changing. For me, it was life-changing. I'm still playing in a band now because of music camp, I would say, when I was about their age. So I would like, where is Mr. Brant Johnson? He is the executive director of the MBA, and he's going to help me. I'm going to draw a name here. Olin, where's Olin? Okay, we'll get you this. Okay. Good. There you go. Congratulations. I think, am I handing it off here? Oh no, I have a little bit more. Okay. The music camp is located at the International Peace Garden, which is about an hour south of Brandon, near my hometown of Boissevain. And there's lots of arts, choir, band, garage band, art, and world drums, and all sorts of things. Orchestra, musical theater, and drama, and dance, and many, many other programs there. So you get to work with really amazing conductors and teachers from all over North America, and you'll get to meet students from all over the world who are just as passionate about music as you are. So stop by. I think we have a display here somewhere, and you should be able to recognize me with the big IMC logo on. So I'm happy to talk about the experience I had going to camp. It's really, really rewarding. It's very similar to this kind of experience, except it's a whole week long. So it's awesome. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, Mike. All right. We also have a draw for a gift card from our friends at Long and McQuaid Musical Instruments, who support student bursaries to remove financial barriers to participation in the MBA Provincial Honor Bands program. Let's ask Brent to help draw another name from the hat. Congratulations to Steve Wang. We'll get you this into your hands after the concert. Before the band plays their final piece, oboist Ari Hansen has a special presentation to make. Ari, if I can just call you up here.
is Ari, and I go to Linda Meadow School, and yeah, I play oboe. We would like to thank our conductor, Ms. Penno, for all the help and encouragement she's given us over the last few days. It has been lots of fun. On behalf of the Junior Honor Band, here's a gift to show our appreciation.
Wow. Just before we play our last piece, I wanted to take a moment to say a couple of very important thank yous. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to the members of this ensemble for the incredible experience of making music with you folks over the last few days. Wow, not only have they shown an impressive level of musicianship, but they've just been a joy and a gift to work with. They've brought their best through every rehearsal. We rehearsed for, 7 hours yesterday? They had 2 10-minute breaks and a lunch break. That's it. It was incredible. And the time just flew. They've been a joy to work with, and they've done so with focus, responsiveness, and most importantly, joy. So thank you, Provincial Junior Honor Band members. Also, thank you so much to the families, to the teachers, and to the supporters of these musicians for all of the encouragement, the frameworks, and the resources that are needed to be there to allow an opportunity like this to happen for young people. There's so many puzzle pieces that were put into place to bring this group together, and we're so appreciative that the role of the students, families, teachers, and supporters have. So thank you very much. Speaking of puzzle pieces, the Manitoba Band Association and the Honor Band Committee, especially Brent Johnson, Kim Peltier, Elena Arneson, and many others who I won't name individually because I will forget someone, for the dedication that it took to organize an event like this. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ethan, and I go to Charleswood School.
And my name is Zitong, and I go to Athens.
From Ireland to Greece, we close our performance with a return to the folk dance style. Folk dance in Greece is a tradition dating back to as far as the times of Plato and Aristotle.
There are 4,000 traditional dances that come from all the island and surrounding mainland areas. The composer has tried to capture the joy, spirit, and excitement of Greek music being played during one night in Athens. There are 4,000 traditional dances that come. There are 4,000 traditional dances that come from all the island and surrounding mainland areas. The composer has tried to capture the joy, spirit, and excitement of Greek music being played during one night in Athens.
again, and welcome back. Before the intermediate band plays their first piece, I want to draw your attention to an important event coming up this Monday. The first Monday in May is Music Monday, a national celebration and important advocacy and awareness day for the power of music education in Canada. School music groups across the country will be celebrating by performing the Music Monday song and holding assemblies and events in recognition. In addition, the government of Manitoba annually proclaims May to be Music Month in Manitoba for those same reasons. If you would like to know how to celebrate, attend, or view one of these events if you can. Perhaps more importantly, give your child's music teacher a pat on the back and say thank you for the terrific and important work they are doing. And then write or contact an administrator, school principal, or divisional superintendent, or elected officials such as your school trustee, or better yet, the whole board of trustees and elected government officials to share about the amazing effects of your school's music program, so they are hearing firsthand how important this lifelong learning and community building are to your learner and to their school community. We are now very excited to present the 2025 Manitoba Intermediate Honor Band under the direction of Alexis Silver. Let's welcome and celebrate them with a warm MBA welcome.
Je suis en 6e année à École communautaire Terra à Saint-Pierre-Charlie et je joue la clarinette. Hello, good evening. My name is Eva Peters. I am in grade 10 at École communautaire Terra at Saint-Pierre-Charlie. I play the clarinet. The Voyageurs by Plante is our first piece for tonight. It is a combination of a paddling song, love song, and a celebration song describing the French-Canadian fur trade of Canada and the upper Midwest in the 18th and early 19th century. The Voyageurs is divided into 3 movements. Arula, a paddling song for when the Voyageurs were taking long canoe trips down the rivers, and they used it to keep everyone paddling at the same speed. À la Claire Fontaine, at the Clear Springs, is about a young woman bathing in a clear spring when she hears a nightingale singing and she remembers a lost love. Rendezvous, meaning meeting point, is a celebration song after which they play when reaching their destination. The thing I love most about this piece is the handing of different melodies for different instruments, as well as the amazing sound our honor band makes together for this piece.
Hello everyone. My name is Jason Castris. I'm in grade 10 at Maples Collegiate, and I play the trumpet. Our next piece we will be performing is Takeda Lullaby by Benjamin Yo. Takeda Lullaby is based on a Japanese cradle song which was sung by impoverished areas of Kyoto and Osaka. The lullaby depicts a young girl comforting herself by singing, as one day she is forcibly sent away to work for a rich family at a village across the mountain. Every day as she works with a baby on her back, she is reminded of her family looking at the silhouette of the mountains in the direction of her homeland. Zelia will now read the poetry of this piece.
Zelia is going to read the poetry of this piece in Japanese.
森も嫌がる盆から先にゃ雪もちらつくし子も泣くし盆が来たとて何嬉しかろう片びらはなし帯はなしこの子よう泣く森をばいじる森も一日痩せるやらはよも雪たやこの在所を越えて向こうに見えるは親のうち向こうに見えるは親のうち
「 name is Kaya Daehn. I'm in grade 9 at Westgate Mennonite Collegiate, and I play the French horn. Composer Jennifer Jolley writes about her piece, Ash. I witnessed my first ashfall when I was in elementary school. I looked up into the clouded sky and saw specks of ash falling from it. It looked like snow. At that time, I couldn't comprehend how a forest fire could create a flurry of flakes. Now I have the ominous understanding that something so magical and beautiful comes from something so powerful and destructive. This piece is important to me because it allows us to express real-world issues of climate change through music. Ash mirrors our world by presenting despair, beauty, joy, and hope, sometimes simultaneously with some chords that you'll hear. Just as Jolley's piece ends on a hopeful note, we still have hope in our world by taking action such as charitable donation, using energy-conserving methods in our homes, and writing letters to the government. The reason I'm in band is to play pieces like this that let us express emotions without words.
Simply awesome. Wow. I'm speechless. And if you ask any of my students, that's pretty rare. Anyhow, once again, we are excited to draw for another scholarship to the International Music Camp this summer. If I could please welcome back Mike Deal to the stage.
Thank you, Mike. As an adult musician, I really love coming back to these things. I remember, you go to school and you rehearse with your choir and your band there, and then you go to an honor band and you rehearse with a whole bunch of new people. And man, do you learn a lot of things. And the other thing you get is another conductor, a different conductor. Every conductor that I've ever played for, I've learned something from. So in fact, this morning, I was playing tuba at 9 in the morning with her. And think about, we're all making music up here, and she's not making any sound at all, and she's making music. Isn't that, well, no it is, it's true. I think conductors are wonderful things. Okay, we get on with it, Mike. We'll draw a name here. Jason Castros. So, speaking of being an adult musician, there is things at music camp for adults too. There's, if you're a music teacher, there's professional development sessions throughout the summer. And then at the end of the summer, at the end of July, there's a 4-day camp for adults, which is a lot of fun, let me tell you. Both the scheduled and the extracurricular activities, I will say. Ask me how I know. Anyway, I really encourage you all to consider coming to camp in the summer. It's a great experience. Okay, and we have one more draw here for Lonnie McQuaid.
Thanks, Mike. We are also, like Mike said, going to draw for another Lonnie McQuaid gift card, so let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. I'm going to milk this a little bit. Rockford Grant. Rockford, we'll get this to you after the concert, so you don't have to schlep through the rest of the day, but congratulations.
Hello, my name is Maya Plasetka. I am in grade 10 at Vincent Massey High School in Brendan, and I play the flute and piccolo. Byzantine Dances by Brittin Chambers portrays a set of Turkish dances. The opening is fast and energetic, written in the style of a Roma gypsy dance. The slower dance is written in the style of a zebek, often performed by a solo dancer, symbolizing courage. I love playing my instruments because it's something that I can always work and get better at, and I know it can take me far in music school and beyond.
once again, truly outstanding intermediate honor band. Can we just hear it once again for them? Just absolutely. And I'm just going to say this right now, if you know, you know. I think the only thing that could make that cooler was maybe like adding a little bit of fog and some pyro. Yeah. If you know, you know. All right. I'd like to quickly take a moment actually to acknowledge all the truly amazing musicians you have heard this evening. In our current world of technical advancement, what they have accomplished this evening is with you've seen everything without auto-tune, you've seen everything without AI, and there are no backing tracks. They have truly showed us what 100% live music sounds like, feels like, and should be. And I thank you all for supporting this. Plus, it didn't cost you $350 to get in the first row, so. But band, you know you can do those meet and greets after and make a little bit of scratch on the side. Anyhow, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Music education is no exception. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize all the important groups and people who made this event possible today. Thanks to Long McQuaid Instruments for sponsoring student bursaries and student prizes, and the Manitoba Arts Council for their continued financial support of the MBA Honor Bands program. Thank you. A huge thanks to the many volunteers who made this evening possible. You can see the back of your program and scan the QR code. There's just far too many people to name, but from clinicians to people listening to the auditions to the people setting up, on and on and on and on. They make this thing work effortlessly, so thank you to those people. A huge shout out to the Honor Bands Committee, including Junior and Intermediate Chair Elena Arneson. Of course, our MBA staff, Brent Johnson and Kim Pelche. Kim, where are you? Give the people a wave. But she's back there, she's busy, but she is back there. The Desiltels Faculty of Music at the University of Manitoba, and Dr. Jackie Dawson for hosting all of the rehearsals for Honor Band this past week and weekend. Of course, Naples Collegiate, Seven Oaks School Division, and band teachers Jacqueline Loganberg, Brian Zimmerman, and Carl Manuel for hosting us here today. Thank you so much. And of course, last and certainly not least, to the private teachers and school teachers of the students on stage today who work tirelessly day in and day out for every one of their students' success. Can I ask that you all please stand for a moment, and can we all give these amazing human beings a huge round of applause? They are lifesavers. Thanks, but I'm going to try that again. Sorry, folks. I just meant the band teachers. And the private teachers. Can we all have them please stand? But heck, that's a lot. Right now, I would like to call forward Junior and Intermediate Honor Band Coordinator, Elena Arneson.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Elena Arneson, and I'm the chairperson of the Manitoba Band Association Junior and Intermediate Honor Band Committee. I would like to echo Mark's words of gratitude towards everybody who made tonight possible, including our hosts, our committee members, and our volunteers. Thank you so much. Congratulations, students, on a spectacular honor band experience. It was a joy to watch you work together to grow through this music. You demonstrated care, resilience, and commitment to one another through this music. Alexis and Anna, thank you for being here with us. Your preparation, your leadership, and artistry were a gift to us all. Students, for those of you who are in grade 10 or younger, which I think should be all of you, we encourage you to check out the MBA summer band camps in August. These are Monday to Friday day camps with different locations around Winnipeg and in the Oak Bank area, where you will have a really fun experience. It's quite similar to an honor band experience with students who are passionate about making music together in ensembleship just like you are. So if you enjoyed this honor band experience, come do it again this summer at a day camp. Check out the MBA website at mbband.org for more information. I would now like to call upon flutist Elias Acosta to present a small token of appreciation to our guest conductor, Alexis Silver.
I have some words written on my phone. Alexis, you have been an incredible person to play with over the past few days. I have always loved the passion in your face as we play pieces, especially in Ash, where I feel a deep connection when we meet eyes on cues. The quick connection that we have made with you feels like we have been up together for a long time, as if you were my own band teacher and friend. And truly, I couldn't ask for a better one. I have always appreciated the open-mindedness of your teaching, always asking if what you suggested was a good idea for the band as a whole. As a musician, it's rare that conductors take a moment to hear what the band has to say. That is part of what makes you a privilege to work with. I was so glad that I was asked to give you the speech for you, because how many things I am grateful for you doing. However, there is not enough time in the world to describe all of the things that make you the intricate conductor that you are. Since I'm sure everyone wants to get back to the music and hear the fruits of her work, I will say one last thing on behalf of the band. Alexis, despite being a silver, you are a gold in everyone's heart.
I thanked these unbelievable human beings on stage. I thanked them in the rehearsal because I said, I don't want to cry, it embarrasses me. And then that happened. I won't repeat all of the thanks in particularly, but I just wanted to let everybody know that there is no greater privilege than working with musicians who care and who come from programs where everything is valued and where the excellence comes through. So I just get to drive this BMW. I didn't buy it, but I am extremely grateful, and I am very grateful to friends and family for supporting these young people through their journey, because it is crucially important. I shared with the band on the first day we met that it was these kinds of experiences that gave me hope and let me know that I was an okay person. And that is really valuable. I think particularly maybe in the 21st century, that we find something that we love and that we can work at and succeed means everything. It is not instant gratification. It takes a lot of time, as I'm sure you know. Plus, they're just so fun. I'm sure you loved the kazoos that came home. So thank you, a huge amount of thanks to every single person who makes these kinds of events possible, the families and friends, and particularly you wonderful human beings on stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello, my name is Hayden. I'm in grade 10 and I go to Lawrence Selkirk High School and I play trombone. Before we perform our final song for the evening, I would like to thank all of you for coming to our concert and supporting the band program. Letting us have music education in our life is just so important. It is so much more than just learning how to play music. It's building skills, skills that help in so many different parts of life. Music education teaches accountability and hard work. It has us think beyond ourselves or our section and has us work with others rather than just thinking as an individual. Music students strive for perfection whilst knowing it'll never be 100%. Music education is never anything less than life lessons. I think we can all say that music has had a positive effect on all of our lives. Now, onto the music. A cardinal trait of ragtime music is its syncopated or ragged rhythm. Ragtime was popularized in the early 20th century by composers such as Scott Joplin, James Scott, and Joseph Lamb. Ragtime pieces, often called rags, were typically composed and performed on piano. Instead, we will feature the trombone section today in our last piece, The Happy Trombones Rag by Larry Daehn.